hey, I'm going to run the football. I'm going to pound you. And so I really believe Miami's going to 2 tight ends now, and I think that's what they'll try to start doing.
James Stewart, the single set, has the first down to the 27-yard line. But on the opposite side, the defensive coordinator for the Memphis State Tigers has got to tell his kids, we're going to outquick them. I don't care how big they are. We're going to be that much more athletic and quicker.
You're right, but when you go to 2 tight ends, you start going jaw to jaw. So that 210 guy's going to line up on that 310, and if he can get him in his sight, he's going to take him down. But Miami now is coming out of the 2 tight end offense. Joe, they're listening to you now. They're going to spread out a little bit more again.
Well, somewhat surprising, they have gone with 3 wide receivers most of the first quarter. They really haven't tried to pound it. Bennett in the backfield once again on first down from inside the 28. And it's picked off by the linebacker, Rod Brown. Collins has an angle, and he'll put him down at the 37. Memphis State's Rod Brown with the interception.
Ryan Collins hit Rod Brown on the break. Rod Brown got that right in the stride. Linebacker number 55, and again a good defensive call by Tim Rose. Here's number 55, Rod Brown. He's going to drop back into his hook zone. Ryan Collins is going to throw the ball right to him on the move like he's his receiver. Ryan Collins sets up. Look at the throw. Perfect throw right to Rod Brown, 55, and now he's off and running. Ryan Collins makes the tackle.
Pretty clean route that Rod Brown ran.
He was wide open.
So Memphis State with a 1-point lead gets it back with 69 seconds left in the quarter. A 43-yard return. So far, the numbers for Ryan Collins. He has not looked all that comfortable tonight in the pocket, so give Memphis State credit to their defensive front for getting him out of his rhythm.
He's out of rhythm completely in this first half. I'd look for Dennis Erickson to start running the football a little bit.
Holiday and Spaldman in the eye as they fake the reverse, looking deep for Cody, and it's out of bounds. Intercepted, but out of bounds.
Wow, I thought that might have been a pretty good interception by Dexter Siegler.
And a penalty flag way back.
Official has a much better look at it than we do.
Trying to find Matt Cody at the back line of the end zone. Not a bad throw. Off balance from Scarpino, the quarterback.
Off of the reverse, Joe.
It'll be a holding call against Memphis State.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
So it'll be 1st and 20 now for Chuck Stovart's Memphis State Tigers.
They had success running the reverse. All of a sudden you think reverse, reverse, and all of a sudden Tony Scarpino is going to throw the football. Trenton Miley, number 73, is called for the hold, but let's see if he intercepts this football and stays in bounds.
4 wide receivers setting up on 1st and 20. It's Anderson. He can't go anywhere. Corwin Francis had him around the ankle to hold him up until the rest of the Hurricane defense could get over, and now a late flag coming in. Not exactly a surprise, though.
No.
I was at the Colorado-Miami game.
2 flags that day.
Just a few.
That was flag day.
28-minute delay. Personal foul, Miami. Let's look back on that pick, or almost pick, by Dexter Siegler, and the pass intended for Cody.
I still think Dexter Siegler, I'm trying to look, see if he came down with the football. That's close, but I'll tell you what, I thought he had it, and I thought he had the interception.
Let's go downstairs to Adrian Karsten.
Well, Coach would have been right, but the ref told me, here's the situation, Joel and Coach, he did not have complete possession of the ball inside the back of the end zone. He was out of bounds before he actually had the ball in control himself, so that's the call, Coach.
So he had the foot down, but he did not possess the ball.
Adrian, tell the official, I stand corrected.
Automatic first down after the personal foul for Memphis State. They're at the 44 of the Hurricanes with a 1-point lead. Holiday trying to break tackles. He stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Rowan Marley slowing them up.
It's been the type of season for Miami where the defense in close games really has had to carry this football team. The offense has stalled all year. That was why they made the quarterback change from Frank Costa to Ryan Collins. But this defensive football team is in the same light as the other defenses they've had here at Miami.
Last week in that loss to West Virginia started with the ball 4 times in plus territory, 4 times in the first half alone. They had the ball in Miami territory in the first half. They could have really pulled away from Miami early, but the defense kept Miami in the game as they eventually lost by 3. That's the end of the first 15 minutes of play of the Orange Bowl in Miami, and an early start for the Memphis State Tigers. They're on top of the Hurricanes by a point. By a point over the Miami Hurricanes, the number 9 team of the nation. And tonight's overhead shots from the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes from Pompano Beach, Florida. I think I've played the Sulkies in Pompano Beach. At the controls tonight, Captain Dick Esch from Sunrise, Florida. We've got a beautiful night in South Florida. Humidity may be a little bit up, but the temperature fortunately is down. And Memphis State has the ball, and they have had a solid start against a very talented Miami team. They're looking at 2nd and 10 from the Miami 44. Flag on the play. The back was available, and it's intercepted by C.J. Richardson. There is a penalty flag, though, at the line of scrimmage. Intercepted back at the 15 as he was trying to lead Quitman Spalding. It'll be against Memphis State. Thank you, Kevin Patrick. So Miami gets it back off the turnover. The second turnover committed by Memphis State.
And you see Kevin Patrick, he's on the offense. He's tired. He feels like the defense has carried this football team. He wants something out of the offense. Corwin Francis, number 58, with a blitz. Ball just in the air too long. C.J. Richardson, number 19, in 2 deep coverage, able to come back and make the interception. That's what you need right there, Joe. If you're a football coach, you need a Kevin Patrick. You need somebody to go around on the sidelines and say, it's time to wake up here, fellas.
Definitely an inspirational leader for this team. Bennett in the backfield, the single set, he'll get it. And he'll be belted to the backfield, won't make it back to the line, loses a yard, yard and a half. Tim Hart with a great penetration for Memphis State, a redshirt freshman, a native of Memphis.
Well, this defensive football team's not 7th in the nation for no other reason other than the fact that they're quick, good tacklers, have a nice scheme under Tim Rose, and are playing lights out tonight here in the first half.
Memphis State defense held Ole Miss to -4 yards rushing. That was the lowest total in school history just a few weeks ago. So now second and close to a dozen. A little more than 11. They set up the screen for Stewart, and it never develops. Coming up out of the secondary, Dominic Callaway reading it perfectly.
You have one team on one side of the ball just playing lights out. The offense of Miami is just really, they're walking around. Played poorly last week against West Virginia. Just really need something to happen for them good. They just kind of hope that they're going to get the big play all the time.
You bring up a good point, because there's a huge difference in emotional intensity right now between the Memphis State defense and the Miami offense. 3rd and 11. Miami back at their own 14. Collins out of the shotgun. The man at the marker. Chris Jones going to get the first down. Yes, diving. What a great effort. Adam Diaz had him low, but Jones would not be denied.
One of the problems this Miami offense has had is that the receivers aren't the big play receivers like Lamar Thomas and Copeland and Kevin Williams in the past. You're going to see Chris Jones use his 6'4" frame against Dominic Callaway, then spin for the first down. But if you remember, Joe, Kevin Williams should be on this football team. If he'd have stayed his senior year, he would have been the big play receiver that they so badly need.
First down, Miami. 90 seconds into the second quarter. Memphis State leading by a point, 7-6. Collins with great protection. He's got a man. That's Harris behind the secondary. Inside the 25. Callaway coming up when the quarterback started to break the containment. He got a good block at the tail end of the play to spring him free from Rick Barry, the left tackle. 52 yards on the completion.
You always tell your defensive backs when a receiver's scrambling, when the quarterback's moving in the pocket, you stay as deep as the deepest. See, Ryan Collins looks like he's trapped. Now it looks like he's going to take off running. Now he throws the football. Jonathan Harris just keeps on running, but watch Dominic Callaway. Number 1, he's going to pull up a little bit. Now Harris gets behind him, and now it's too late to react to knock the football down.
Bennett, the only one behind Collins on first down, and it is Donnell Bennett all the way inside the 15. Down to the 14-yard line for a gain of 7.
Big play team, the Miami offense. You have to stop the big play. But again, I think it's time probably Dennis Erickson's looking this over, that he wants to pound this front a little bit. Alternate backs to Nell Bennett, James Stewart, the big back, and just see if they can run at the smaller defensive front.
Second and short, 2nd and 3 for the Hurricanes. It's Stewart, and he can't get out of the backfield. Knifing through Tony Williams once again, the true freshman from Germantown, Tennessee. And let's head back to the studios and join Mike Tirico. Mike?
Good evening, Joel. Prentice Roan had a 74-yard punt return early in the game, put Wyoming up 7-0 at San Diego. But on the reverse, they pitched it to Marshall Falk. He hands to Darnay Scott, gets him down in the 5-yard line. Marshall would punch it in. Game's all tied at 7. Why is this important? Because BYU won. So if Wyoming wins tonight, BYU is the champion of the WAC. Joel?
Thank you, Mike. A 7-6 lead for Memphis State. It's in jeopardy, though. And now it's 3rd and 5 for the Hurricanes with the Tigers 16. Collins with time. Now it collapses, and he is sacked. Dan Bonner, his 2nd sack of Ryan Collins, a sophomore from Oak Park, Illinois.
Frustration on Dennis Erickson's face. Dan Bonner, number 7, using his quickness to beat the offensive tackles. Remember, that works both ways. When you're small and quick, Dan Bonner 210 against a 310-pound tackle, you can beat him around the corner, and that is what Dan Bonner was able to do and force another field goal attempt.
The linebacker saw a number of snaps, only a sophomore, but plenty of experience, played a lot of it as a freshman. A 35-yard field goal try for Dane Pruitt. And he pushes it over to the right side, so he is now 2 for 3 in the contest after hitting from 33 and 36 yards out. And it's still a 1-point lead for Memphis State with 10:51 left in the half.
Okay.
Little delay counter. And that's Larry Porter. Got a little more than 3 on the carry.
Big win by Florida State today, Joe. And I think that has a lot to do with this game. Miami sat around all day, watched Florida State and Florida battle on TV in the game, and they're just not used to this. They're not used to being a spectator in the big games in the state. And when you look at their sideline right now, just look at it. There's no emotion on this sideline at all.
Huge difference between the two teams. Memphis State very involved in the game. Miami, physically they're here. Mentally, they don't seem like they're into it. Once again, Porter put down, though, right at the line, the 23 for no gain. You just saw that score with Penn State winning by a point on that incredible comeback against Michigan State. Other scores with North Carolina winning at home. Game from last night, Arizona most likely locking up a spot with that victory in a Fiesta Bowl matchup with Miami if Miami comes out on top tonight. And now Memphis State looking at a 3rd and 7. 9:45 left in the first half. Holiday and Porter work out of the backfield. Patrick will try to get into the backfield. Scarpino under pressure, and it's dropped by Cody. He had the first down.
You're going to pull the upset. You have to make those catches because you've got to keep the chains moving, the clock moving, and your offense moving. Matt Cody had the first down, just dropped the football.
Andy McWilliams in for his 2nd punt of the contest. Great push there by Kevin Patrick into the quarterback's face. Scarpino did a good job. That first punt, though, by McWilliams. Only 11 yards is Dexter Siegler. Will take it from the 38. There's a flag back at the original line of scrimmage. Siegler reversing his field for great yardage all the way inside the 45 down to Memphis State 41. But there is a flag back at the original line. Jeremy Williams making the hit on the special teams.
What do you have, Dick?
Miami will decline that one after the good return.
The return, 21 yards. Penalty, a motion penalty.
So now Collins will start for the 2nd time.
Motion on the kicking team. It's declined. First down.
Collins and Miami starting for the 2nd time in their first 5 possessions in Memphis State territory. Tough job for Chuck Stobart, his squad, giving great field position to the opposition to start that drive. Here, right back to the Orange Bowl in Miami.
The doors are open to
The defensive coordinator has done a super job of preparing his players. Miami now rushing the ball with 12 times. 12 carries for Miami, only 23 yards on the ground. Now they've got it 1st and 10. Great field position to the Memphis State 40. The tight end is overthrown. Gerard Daphnes, the redshirt freshman from Miami, was available. Let's go down to the sideline to Adrian Karsten.
Joe, speaking from personal experience, I can guarantee, and Coach knows, you play the way you practice. Kevin Patrick and Darren Klein, those two outstanding defensive ends, told me, look, very lethargic Monday and Tuesday of this week after the West Virginia loss. Nobody wanted to practice, looking at each other, blaming each other. You saw some leadership from Patrick earlier on. The only All-American selected this year off the Miami team. You got to go back to 1983 to find less than 3 All-Americans at Miami.
Thanks, Adrian. 2nd and 10. It's Harris, who just got a 52-yarder, the longest reception in his Miami career. The junior from Houston that time, though, got a little more than 3 on the reception.
With the blitzing ability that Memphis State is showing in the first half, Dennis Erickson's made the move now to put Ryan Collins back in the shotgun. Give him a better view of what he's looking at. Give him a little bit longer to throw, and if the blitz does come, he's able to get rid of it.
Now can Miami capitalize on the superb field position? They're looking at a 3rd and 7 at the 37 of Memphis State. Set up trips on the wide side of the field for Collins. And the floater over the middle. A first down inside the 25 to Tellison. He's all the way to the 23. And let's head back to the studio and join Mike Tirico once again.
Joel, they're slowing down in the WAC. It only takes 2 minutes for Wyoming to answer San Diego State's score. Joe Hughes to Ryan Yarborough, who owns every receiving record in Cowboy history. Touchdown. That helps the Cougar cause. Cowboys by 7.
Thanks, Mike. Another defensive struggle in the Western Athletic Conference.
Joe Tiller, Wyoming, has done a real nice job. He'd be my WAC Coach of the Year this season.
Good.
He's done a fine job at Wyoming.
They don't love to throw the ball in that conference, do they? 1st and 10 Miami as they finally convert on that 3rd and 7. Early pressure on Collins. Great moves by Ryan Collins. All the way to the 5. Will he get in? Touchdown Miami. What a play by Collins.
What they should do, Joel, now is go for 2 points because they're only ahead by 5. So this would be a 2-point, but they've got their kicker on the field. That's going to cause them a problem. They need to get him off the field. But here you see Ryan Collins now make the move, make the cut. He's running all the way now. Becomes a draw by the quarterback. It wasn't designed as a draw. Dan Bonner with good pressure, but it's going to cost Miami a timeout because the kicker ran out on the field to kick the extra point. You see Dennis Erickson, he wanted 2 from the start.
So fortunately for the Hurricanes, it's the first half, not the second half, as the special teams cost Miami a timeout. They've got 2 remaining now with 8:01 left in the first half. Ryan Collins reminds me a lot with better throwing ability right now, it appears, at this stage of his career, of Tommy Frazier, the quarterback for Nebraska, the way he can move around.
Tommy Frazier now standing out of Bradenton, Florida for Nebraska, and Tom Osborne. But you'd like to have a mobile quarterback. He picked up a real solid block on that play by Rudy Barber, number 60. The left guard, number 60, Rudy Barber, blocking, staying with his block. Just continues to keep his feet moving, and that really was the block that was able to spring Ryan Collins. Now athletic ability takes over. When you blitz and when you come after people, there is, if a quarterback breaks that first line, now there's an area to run because your defensive backs and linebackers are running man for man, so they have to get a call to get off to try to help on the quarterback.
They were bringing Bonner from the near side, so Collins heads to the far side. Plenty of real estate, and Miami has regained the advantage. They led early on a couple of Pruitt field goals, 6-0. Pruitt hitting from 33 and 36 yards out. And Memphis State with a touchdown pass of 30 yards to Isaac Bruce for the 1-point lead. And now Miami back on top of Memphis State.
They put the ball near the left hash mark. Try to give themselves a little bit more room if they roll to the right, but wouldn't be surprised to go back into the short side also because it's still off the hash.
Trips over the near side, the wide side. Nobody in the backfield as Collins is going to work out of the shotgun. A 2-point conversion try. And it's complete. Tellison taking it in to give Miami a 7-point lead. Good protection for Ryan Collins once again. Exactly 8 minutes left in the half. The Hurricanes now up by a touchdown to the Tigers of Memphis State.
Here we go. Yellow one. Drill out.
Most shoppers think that quality means fresh meats trimmed extra lean. Well, no argument here, because at Piggly Wiggly, that's exactly what you'll find. Plus special cuts, fresh ground beef, a wide variety of smoked meats, poultry, and fresh seafood that's almost right out of the ocean. In other words, if you ask for it, we'll get it for you. And if you want it as fresh as it can be, the pig's the place.
I'm Cliff Taylor, manager of Schaefer Honda, with exciting news. Because you made Schaefer Honda's first year so successful, we're honored to show you an exclusive sneak preview of the 1994 Honda Accord with a fresh new design, sporty new exterior, roomier interior, longer lower lines, more power, new security and safety features. See the all-new redesigned Honda Accord Thursday or place your order today at Schaefer Honda, 3254 Elvis Presley off I-55 and 240. Just turn at the fork in the road.
Primer, number 108. Milk carton.
Sometimes a professional athlete becomes a professional bench warmer. If he's not on the bench, he's in the box, in the dugout, injured, depressed, oh, whatever. He's not out there. You don't see him all season. He's missing. So logically, if he's missing, he should be on a milk carton.
Watch room, speak room. Talk 2, phone in sports talk with a language all its own. Monday through Friday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
On the two-point play, Ryan Collins is going to find A.C. Tellison. A.C. Tellison's going to run a curl. He looks to the left, now starts to move, now finds A.C. Tellison moving inside against the linebacker, James Logan, number 45, for the two-point conversion.
Ryan Collins with a 22-yard touchdown run. And don't forget, over the first 12 carries for Miami, they only had 22 yards prior to that scamper by Collins. The Hurricanes by 7, a short kickoff by Pruitt. It'll be taken by John Martin. And John Martin pays dearly at the 21-yard line. Marcus Carey. You could hear the helmets crack up here.
Wow, and that's the kind of play that'll wake you up, too, to play. Marcus Carey. Listen to this hit.
Reason to celebrate. Great special teams work by the Hurricanes after the short kickoff by Pruitt. And now Memphis State. Let's see how they respond. Will they be rattled now that they're trailing once again? Going on first down, and Anderson can't hang on to it. Low throw from Scarpino.
When your team is a little lethargic and not playing up to their abilities, what you do, if you're the defensive coordinator, Tom Tuberville, is you turn up the heat a little bit. Start blitzing a little bit. Start getting them a little bit more active. Quit sitting back on defense. Send the blitz. Rohan Marley blitzed on the last play. Just get them active. Make them start playing. And this defense, again, this is in the same line of the defenses that have been here in the past. Warren Sapp, 76, Rohan Marley, number 2. Fine football players.
You can really see on that last shot the difference in the size of Marley as opposed to some of the linemen and the other linebackers as well. He's not a large one. Plays with a huge heart, though. Trying to get the screen. It's knocked away, and Miami recovers. And now they're going to say it's incomplete. Warren Sapp all over the quarterback.
Wow. This call.
Recovered by Crine.
Warren Sapp. Tony Scarpino feels good about the call. Dennis Erickson doesn't like it.
What a huge
Warren
break.
Sapp, number 76, who reminds the defensive coaches here of Jerome Brown. Oh, no, that's a fumble. Oh, that's a fumble. Darren Crine, number 91, picks it up. Big break for Memphis State.
J.C. Lauterbach, the referee, the closest to it right away. He went to incomplete pass. Warren Sapp with a big play. He's a sophomore from Plymouth, Florida. This is his first season as a starter. So now 3rd and 10. They'll try the reverse. Cody's going nowhere. Still breaking tackles, though. He's still short of the first down. Great effort, though, by Cody. It looked like he was going to lose 5 or 6. He picks up 5 instead, but still a punting situation for the Tigers.
Well, the third time they tried to run the reverse, Kenny Lopez was sitting there waiting for it, number 71. But Matt Cody did a good job to get out of it. But still, if you're Memphis State, Joel, you like leaving the field here. You got a big break on this. But here's the reverse. 71. Kenny Lopez says, you're not going to fool me a third time. I'm here for the reverse. But he doesn't make the tackle. Warren Sapp misses. Now Matt Cody heads to the sideline. Good tackle by Dexter Siegler. I'd go after the punt here, too, if I'm Miami.
Let's see if they set up for the return, or do they go after McWilliams? He's only had 2 punts. The first one traveled only 11 yards. Here they come. He gets it away. Siegler has it go out of bounds near the 40-yard line for the Hurricanes. Only a 36-yard punt. Well, time now for the Toyota Leadership Award. And for Memphis State, it's Jeremy Williams, the senior safety. His grade point average, 3.5. His major education. He is in charge of the campus chapter of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Also a member of the Memphis State Captains Council, a group made up of senior athletes who decide athletic policy at the university. And for the University of Miami, a business major, Terrace Harris, their senior safety, also with an outstanding grade point average. He spoke to the local area children about the danger of drugs. So he is involved in the community as well. Collins throwing for Bennett on first down. And he's got close to another first down, the 49 of the Tigers.
Whole plan now for Miami is just to spread out Memphis State. Go to the shotgun, no backs in the backfield, spread them out, try to keep them from blitzing and trying to make them defend the field.
Problem for Tim Rose right now. Each time Miami has started over the last 3 possessions, they've started in great field position.
Just can't give them the big play. You still have to make them work the field.
Larry Jones, the only one in the backfield on second and less than a yard. Jones first carry of the contest. Flag on the play as he picks up the first down to the 48. It is a hold against Miami. And still the ground game very sluggish for the Hurricanes as we fill you in on other scores. San Diego State back with a field goal now.
That's probably the first minute of the game out there.
Holding on the offense.
William and Mary
down.
trailing in the 1A playoffs, 1AA playoffs. It always amazes me that we talk about a playoff system. I was in 1AA at Murray State. It worked. Always the complaints that it'll take time away from studies. Well, the Division I AA players are no less students in the Division I. If you start a playoff, you tell every team when they start in September, there's no off dates. You play straight through. 4 games in September, October, and you start the playoffs in the middle of November.
Tellison taking a pop on that reception over the middle. He's at the 46, 5 short of the first down.
Tackle was made by Danton Bartow. Tim said Tim Rose told me he's the kind of player that would love to have come to Miami. He's from Niceville, Florida. After Memphis State beat Florida in 1988, 17-11, he decided to give Memphis a look. But he said all along, I've always been a Miami fan.
He has led the Tigers in tackles in each of the last 3 seasons. 3rd and 5 for the Hurricanes at their own 46. 5:51 left in the half. Collins with protection. He's got his receiver. Jones again, who should take it the distance. Touchdown Miami and Chris Jones. 54 yards.
That's a nightmare if you're Memphis State. The big play you can't give up. Al Shipman, number 32, a key block on this pass reception for Chris Jones. Nice throw by Ryan Collins. We may pick up Al Shipman, number 32. You need a big block on this. Let's see if we pick up the block. There's number 32. Al Shipman blocking Jeremy Williams, number 19, which really springs it for the touchdown.
So a new career high on that reception of 54 yards for Chris Jones. It's official once Collins puts his hands into the air. 5:36 left in the half, and now Miami, with Pruitt's extra point, goes up by 14. So for most of the first half, Miami is trailing 7-6, and now they come alive, and it seems like they're starting to feed off the great start from their defensive effort. And NFL Sunday Night Football on ESPN, and what a matchup. The Houston Oilers looking for their 6th consecutive victory. It would be the first time they have done it in 30 years. They take on their division rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Rod Woodson. Super matchup on ESPN Sunday Night Football. It all begins at 8 o'clock Eastern.
That should be a great game, Joel, down there tomorrow night. Looking forward to watching that one.
Especially with